Horses in the yard for the third at Kalgoorlie, another maiden, this time over a mile, sponsored by NJ Industries. Scratch number 4, Pirates Alley, and scratch number 11, Hutamaki. We start with Manganui, horse number 1, start 14 here, but only the first start for new trainer Helen Harding. This horse did sit on the speed 2 starts ago at Bunbury when his last 2 victories have been over the 1760 when leading from start to finish. He has to carry the 60 kilos here and he meets a very similar lineup to what he beat last start. He will have to do it today and looking to win his 6th race at Kalgoorlie, but I see no reason why he won't give it a lot of cheek out in front again. He's very hard to run down once he hits that top rolling speed. That's 1, So Likeable. Number 2, Rywood, great pickup ride here for Chanel Cooper. Peter Fernie goes with the claim today. This mare went around $2.10 last start in that So Likeable race, and after the claim meets him 4.5 kilos better, having only been beaten a length and a half. Provided he can find a back to follow into the home straight, then this mare should be very hard to hold out late. She goes around our favourite here at $3.10. Number 3, Magic Will Rain, again through the same race, but beaten 6.5 lengths behind them. The wide draw is not going to help. Chloe Has a Party rides for Trevor Tasker, but this horse is a 30-1 outsider. Number 4, Captain Rogers, has had a run in between after running second to So Likeable and then second most recently to Dance of Thunder. He's a very consistent 4-year-old. He's always around the mark. Today, trainer Ash Gray swaps the visors for a set of winkers and sticks with apprentice Cassie Martinen, who's ridden him at his last 2. He's a $7 chance. Number 5, It's a Lance. Troy Turner looking to team up with Peter Fernie for a race-to-race double after scoring in the previous. Should hold up near on 1 out, 1 back here from that perfect draw. It's the same spot that he's landed at his last 3, and I don't see a reason why he won't land there again. He's never far away. He's a $10 chance and can definitely win. Number 6, Freedom Square, is awfully out of form at the moment, hoping for Helen Harding and connections this horse can turn a corner, but at this stage $81 does seem like the right price. Number 7, Passion Prince, Keshel Duran riding here for Trevor Tasker. I'm thinking here that this 5-year-old might need a couple more to bring him on, but he was a good improver, first up to second up. That's number 7 in Passion Prince. We move now to number 8 in Olden, who's a staying type from Helen Harding's yard. Bo Edwards is going to be the rider here today. From that inside draw, probably not going to have the sit sprint to be able to get over them, but looking for him to run an honest race at 50-1. We now move on to a very interesting horse, number 9, and that's the filly Brazen Empress from Peter Fernie's yard. She's won her last 2 in style in lower grade. Carried 59.5 most recently, over a mile at her first attempt at that distance and was too strong for them. I'm thinking here that Lucy Fiore in this filly can definitely go well. Number 9, Brazen Empress, is $3.80 and on the second line of betting behind the stablemate Rywood and ahead of the other stablemate in So Likeable, so splits that pair at $3.80. Number 10, All on Black. His best and his worst are a fair way apart, but as he showed 5 starts ago, if he turns up, he can actually run a cheeky race at a big price. He dead heat that day when going to the line locked together with an informed 1 more for Leo. Hasn't quite reproduced that same level since, and for that reason goes around 50-1. Number 11, Dancing Jack. First ride in WA for Scott Gittos, so good luck to him. Hopefully with his 55 kilo riding weight here today, he can be very well utilised by a lot of Goldfields trainers. But Dancing Jack is not an easy horse. He'll be out the back and chasing a fair way out, and he's yet to show that customary turn of foot that he had in previous seasons just yet. Number 12, Deal Red, tries hard but doesn't win out of turn. He's also only won the once from 33 outings at Kalgoorlie, so it's probably not exactly his home ground. He's a $34 chance here in betting. And the final horse to preview is number 13, El Sueno from the yard of Brett Drury. Today he goes with the senior rider in Vicky Corver. Beaten 2 1/4 by Brazen Empress last start and was making a little bit of late ground. Gave the impression that maybe he was looking for a touch further. He gets that today and he's out on his way to the gates with the clerk of the course. 3 minutes away from the Regal Engineering Handicap here, the first leg of the quaddie too, so 3 minutes to get your quaddie bets on. My numbers are 1, 2, 9 and 4. I know that he's got 60 kilos to carry and he concedes big weight to Rywood, but So Likeable, runs for Tash Faithful, runs at Kalgoorlie and loves this track and distance. So each way for me, number 1, So Likeable. 2, Rywood, never an easy steer, a get-back run on type for a 3-kilo claiming apprentice, but Chanel Cooper is starting to ride a few winners on the Goldfields, and that looks like the pattern today. Get to the outside and make good ground. Number 9, the filly Brazen Empress continues to go from strength to strength, and 4 in Captain Rogers, who likely marches across to sit up outside of So Likeable. 1, 2, 9 and 4, my numbers here in race number 5, just under 2.5 minutes until the first leg of the quaddie. Royce Newton will be with you shortly.
Okay, runners starting to come forward here. Race number 5 on the card, the Regal Engineering Handicap, 1760, the distance. So Olden, the first one to be linked along. Here comes another Harding trained runner. Freedom Square into line, So Likeable coming forward. Deal Red to link along as well. Brazen Empress joins the line, has been heavily backed. Captain Rogers goes forward. Races 5 through 8. Quaddie legs today. There's Rywood on screen. 370. Brazen Empress now officially favourite with fixed odds betting into $3.60. Chanel Cooper with the claim on Rywood today. This will be Chanel's first ride on the mare. Thanks, Stu, as Tab Radio join the broadcast here for race number 5, the first leg of today's main quaddie, the Regal Engineering Handicap competitive betting affair. Brazen Empress has just taken over as favourite, ahead of Rywood, 360 and 370 respectively. So still a couple to come forward, hidden behind George Grulazic's house over there at the 1760 start. Rywood to come forward with All on Black. So Brazen Empress 370, Rywood 380. Next best $7, Captain Rogers. Here comes El Sueno. El Sueno, Dancing Jack, and also Magical Rain still to come forward. So Dancing Jack, Scott Giddos having his, I believe it's his first ride at Kalgoorlie in this race. Former Queenslander, I believe. Now based in Kalgoorlie, which is good to see. Here comes Magical Rain. The stablemate Passion Prince has the orange cap if you've backed one of those two. This is race 5. Regal Engineering. Stand by. Starter wasted no time. They're off racing. Olden from the inside begun well. Brazen Empress pushing forward together with So Likeable, the top weight. It's a Lance up there as well, and Deal Red holding its position down on the fence. Captain Rogers out wide trying to find a position too. So it's like the charge of the Light Brigade early on as they settle down at So Likeable, who finds the fence first. Shows out a length. Captain Rogers third. It's a Lance fourth. Deal Red. They were followed by Brazen Empress on the outside of Olden. A length and a half to Passion Prince, being followed by El Sueno, who covers up Rywood, the mare, as they leave the 1,200 metres behind them. Then we had Magical Rain there, strung out in the back straight. All on Black is third last, second last, Dancing Jack, and Freedom Square's last of all. So it's So Likeable who shows the way past the 1,000, leads out just over a length. Running second on the outside, Captain Rogers. Then we had Deal Red, who strides together with It's a Lance fourth. Then Brazen Empress getting a beautiful run in the race. Down on the inside, the fence next of all is Olden, being followed by Passion Prince, a further length and a half to Rywood, who's got 7 lengths to make up. The outside then to El Sueno, Magical Rain. Then we had All on Black, followed by Dancing Jack, and at the tail it's Freedom Square, 500 metres to run. It's So Likeable, showing the way for Tash Faithful, leads out by a length, Captain Rogers. They were followed by It's a Lance. There goes Brazen Empress around the outside, making its move before the straight. Deal read the fence. Then we had Passion Prince, El Sueno to the extreme outside, further back to Rywood. She's in plenty of traffic. It's Brazen Empress the outside, who joins It's a Lance. Gone So Likeable, down the outside, El Sueno. It's a Lance in front. Brazen Empress trying to reel it in. It's a Lance. Brazen Empress, El Sueno, 3 across the track. They hit it. Oh, give it to It's a Lance. The fence, I think, a nose. El Sueno second, Brazen Empress perhaps third, and then we had the fast finishing Rywood. But it is a photo all placings. They were followed in next of all by Olden, Passion Prince, Magical Rain, further back to Dancing Jack. Then we had Deal Red, the pacemaker, in So Likeable. Captain Rogers was next, followed by All on Black, and Freedom Square was last to greet the judge. This is close. It's a Lance the fence, but you always give the outside the advantage. And as they go to the line, El Sueno, It's a Lance. I fancy It's a Lance. And It's a Lance will get this. 5 goes into the frame. Number 5, It's a Lance. Holds on. Good ride by Troy Turner. 13 gets second, El Sueno. Big run today. Widest runner as they came into the straight. Third in the 9, that's Brazen Empress, who's just missed the place. Rather missed. And 2 gets fourth, who's missed the place. That's Rywood. She got going late. She was in plenty of traffic. 5, 13, 9 and 2, 148.43, the winning gallop. But number 5, It's a Lance for Peter Fernie and Troy Turner, gets the job done in race number 5. You'll need It's a Lance, number 5, in the first leg of today's quaddie. But what a thrilling finish to the Regal Engineering Handicap. It's a Lance for Pete Fernie, Troy Turner by Blackfriars from Idyllic Queen, and owned by Andrew Ingalls. Second in the 13, El Sueno for Brett Drury, Victoria Corver, by Dream Ahead from Barjas, and owned by A. Smith, Miss H. Palmer, Mrs. H. Palmer, S. Palmer, CGASM Racing, C. Hotker, P. Ashworth, D. Caruthers, and G. Aitken. Third in was the 9. That is Brazen Empress, Pete Fernie and Lucy Fiore by Safeguard from Paris Memory, owned by the Gold Light Nominees Proprietary Limited Syndicate. And fourth in was the 2, Rywood, Pete Fernie and Chanel Cooper. 5, 13, 9 and 2, a long head by a nose, 148.43. Race 6 is next. That's the Burgess BLA Handicap over the 1,300 metres. No changes, no more dust to be ridden, a half a kilo over. In the meantime, 5, 13, 9, 2, interim after the running of race number 5.